hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie. Today I have tons of Luau Party Dollar Tree DIY ideas for you. And the first one is going to be a Tiki man. So to start with, I picked up 3 pots from the Dollar Tree. They're plastic. If you can get a terracotta, that would be great. The only downside of these is that they're really thin, and I need to stack one on top of another, kind of like one upside down on top of another, and they don't really have a lip at all. So I'm going to try to fix that situation with just some scrap Dollar Tree rope that I had. I'm actually going to glue it on the inside edge, therefore giving it a lip, so when I glue them together, it's going to be more secure, and I won't have to worry about just gluing that thin piece of plastic to the thin piece of plastic. I don't think that would be very sturdy, and I want to make a really cool Tiki man. I've seen other people make these out of like terracotta pots and stuff like that, and I wanted to see if I could do like a Dollar Tree version. So I was really happy that I found brown pots because that saved me a step of having to paint them. If you can't find brown, you're going to have to try to get it like a color that kind of looks like wood, like a brown color. Now, since I did the lip on the bottom pot, I'm also doing it on, this is going to be the middle pot on our Tiki man. And again, so I'll have a lip so that I can glue them together. When I apply the glue, I'll be basically gluing the pots together, but also gluing like the ropes together. So I got both of those like that. I want it to be very bottom heavy, and so I'm just using some Dollar Tree rocks. It doesn't matter what you use. You just need to weigh down the bottom of it if you're going to have it anywhere where it might get some wind or something like that, and you don't want it blowing over. I used 2 packages because I wanted it to be really heavy. And now it's time to glue these 2 pots together. Since I have that lip now, thanks to the rope, that actually worked really well, I put hot glue all along the edges and then just set my second pot on top. They do have like a little drainage thing there on the back where you can drain the pot. I just made sure to kind of line those up on the same side. That's going to be like the back of my Tiki man. And it seems actually pretty secure with them attached like that. For the middle body section, it's really simple to paint this. I'm just using a white Posca paint pen and just doing a line straight down. The only challenging part is like that ribbed surface of it, trying to keep your line straight. But then I do like these little lines going down, some paint there on the chest of our little Tiki man, and I think we have room for like maybe another row of those. Super easy. For the face, I'm actually not going to paint it. You totally could, but I'll show you what I ended up doing. Now for the bottom section of the Tiki man, I'm using a grass skirt. This is a child-sized grass skirt from the Dollar Tree, and it ended up being a tiny bit too short, so you might need to spread yours out a little bit or use the adult size. And I just trimmed it down to size so it would fit our little Tiki man. My mistake was I probably should have spread out the raffia on there a little bit because I was a little short here at the end, but I'll show you how I fixed it. It was really easy since I have all that extra raffia left over, right? I'm just starting like on the side and then hot gluing the grass skirt right there at the seam. That's going to help, glue them together. It's also going to cover up the seam and make it look a lot better just by gluing that straight over. And I do that all the way around, and that's when I realized, yeah, the child size was actually a little too small, which is kind of surprising. These pots are not that big. But I have these extra pieces. They're just the right length. If you take 2 of them, make a loop, and do like a little like slip knot like that, that is how they're attached to it. So no problem. I'll just do that until I can fill this up because I want like the grass skirt to go all the way around. I've got some fun ideas for how to decorate this little guy. And the grass skirt is key. Now I have all that extra raffia there from the grass skirt. I'm actually going to use that to make his arms. I know a lot of people do them with smaller size pots, but I couldn't find any smaller pots that was the same color. So I'm going to show you how I end up doing his arms with just the raffia there. So it's long enough now, so I hot glued that in place and just tied my twine together there on the side. And you can kind of trim up any pieces that might be a little bit too long. I also kind of want to mess the grass skirt up a little bit, wrinkle it, make it look a little bit scarier, like a tiki man, more authentic. And then I'm just going to take a bundle and fold it in half like that. And I think that's going to make a perfect little tiki man arm. A lot of times, like the tiki man costumes and stuff that I've seen have like the raffia on their arms too. So instead of doing a pot, or I couldn't really figure out what to make his arm out of, I thought this would be good. So I used some twine and just tied that in between, kind of making just a very primitive like tassel. I grab another bundle about the same amount and tie that off as well. So now I have two arms. They're made out of raffia, and I want to kind of tie them off, but also like kind of glue them in place before we start working on our next pot. I only want one piece of twine, so I just cut the other one off. The other two are long enough to go all the way across and tie. So that's what I do. I just tie those into a knot just to maybe help secure those a little bit. And then I'm just going to hot glue those here in place, centering them on there with I have like the chest of our little tiki man facing me. I think that looks really good. This is what it looks like so far. All he needs is a tiki man head. And this is also going to be a planter. So it was really fun to make. You could use a real plant for this. I'm going to show you how I DIY a fake one. I make sure the little port there is on the back, and then I designed this tiki face printable for this project. I just printed mine out on regular paper, copy paper, and I will share this free printable with you in the description below or next to this YouTube video, and so you could recreate. I thought that I could paint it on there, but I really want it to have a really fun, intricate, colorful face. So we're just going to Mod Podge it on. It actually worked pretty well. And I was just worried that I wasn't going to be able to paint a super great design on there with the ridges. But if you're feeling artistic, you could just hand paint your own face on there. But this actually worked pretty well. Since it's a thin sheet of paper, just the regular copy paper, it kind of took the shape of the ridges, which was great because it kind of made it look a little bit more like wood. And I just Mod Podge over the top of it as well. I'm not sure if this will be outside. If it was going to stay outside, I would use a dishwasher safe Mod Podge or outdoor Mod Podge or something like that, or some kind of sealer on top of it. Instead, I just sealed it a couple times with Mod Podge, and it seems pretty good. Now for the hair, I thought it'd be fun to do ferns from the Dollar Tree. So I just take a foam block. I'm going to cut down another one. I don't really want to cut down the size of the fern, so these being in the bottom of the pot is going to work well. Because it's kind of a long fern plant. So I just kind of fill it up with pieces of foam. So there'll be foam everywhere I want to put a fern. And these are the ferns. I've noticed that some of them, like this one, is kind of more cloth-like than some of them. I don't know. Maybe they've changed their formula on these. But if they get too wrinkly and crazy, you can always iron them with your glue gun like that. That's what I did. On some of these ones that you can see just want to kind of curl the wrong way and make them look kind of cheap. Quick, easy Dollar Tree hack for plants. Now, I started with 5 of these. I thought I only had 5, but I ended up actually using a total of 7. Luckily, I found another 2 because it really took that much to get a pot this size and make it really look full. I want it to look like the Tiki Man has crazy fern hair sticking out all over, and you would not believe how terrified my husband is of this Tiki Man. I told him I was going to sit it in our bedroom tonight and have it stare at him all night while he slept. I don't think he was very happy. He complains about it every time he sees it. I think it is adorable. And I've always wanted to make one of these, so I think it was a lot of fun. Now to attach these together, I'm just going to use hot glue. I go around the edges where it's going to go bottom to bottom for the next pot. And I can even do some here on the twine in the middle to glue it in the middle. And then it's too tall for my camera setup, so I just kind of had to push it off to the side and glue that in place. But I can still show you because I can lay it down pretty easily. Now to cover the seam between these two pots, I thought my leftover rope there from the Dollar Tree would be great just to give it another fun little detail and to cover that seam as well. So I had just enough to do this. I'm just going to hot glue that. It also kind of covers up the seam area there with my little tiki arms. And I just glue that all the way around. Easy peasy. And this is the final step of my little tiki man. If you wanted to do like the pot arms, I know a lot of people hang them upside down for arms with rope. You totally could, but this is how my tiki man turned out. I think he's really funny. They're supposed to look a little scary with that like look on their face. But I think it's really fun, and it would be a really fun decoration for a luau party. Doesn't he look kind of mean? Are you enjoying today's video? If you are, be sure to hit that like button. It always helps my videos do better here on YouTube. Okay, the next DIY is so simple. I picked up 2 of the long candles from the Dollar Tree in bright colors that I thought would go great with luau. I picked up yellow and I picked up pink. And this is such an easy DIY. I saw these little flower bracelet lays at the Dollar Tree the other day, and I said, oh, these would be perfect for a candle. You don't even have to make your own lay out of longer ones, and they're stretchy. So they have all these different colors. For this one, I did purple, yellow, blue, 1 green, 1 pink. And then the final one is like a multicolor, which is cute. I'm going to put that one on the top. And then I don't want them to be exactly the same, so I'm going to actually like flip that pattern for my second one. So I'm going to start with like the multicolor and reverse that pattern the other way. And you can't get a DIY much easier than that. Perfect for a luau party. So easy to do and very inexpensive. So this is how they look during the day. As you can see, they're super bright and colorful, as are the candles inside, which you can still safely burn. I tried not to get my lays too close to the top. So I put them down just slightly under the lip of it. And let me show you what they look lit up at. Aren't that so pretty? Such a fun, easy little luau party DIY. Now for the next one, I wanted to do a luau wreath. So I started with a foam wreath form from the Dollar Tree and some of their little drink umbrellas. I kind of have some that are plastic picked and some that have like toothpicks on them. I don't know if Dollar Tree changed the way that they're doing them. I kind of preferred the plastic ones. I just poked it all the way through. As you can see, the pick is a little bit too long, so I just cut it off with some heavy duty scissors. And I'm just going to start alternating colors. I'm working kind of on the front, just having them overlap slightly, covering most of the wreath form and just pushing them in. The most time-consuming part of this part was just opening those little drink umbrellas. What are they calling them? Parasol picks? I don't think I've ever heard them called that. And I'm just trying to alternate colors. So I did pink, yellow, green, orange. I had some already, and then I have a couple packages here from the Dollar Tree. As you can see, these have toothpicks on them, which actually, were sturdier, but they were a little bit harder to cut. So again, as you can see, since I had that many colors, I can just alternate. So pink is straight across from pink, yellow is straight across from yellow, and on until I get all the way around. And then I realized I probably didn't space these out evenly because I only have 1 color left and I have a little extra room. So we're going to fix that easy enough. I just put that one in there and then move the other ones next to it over just a little bit so everything still overlaps, but that I don't have to switch it up with another color that's going to kind of mess up my pattern. That's it for the little drink umbrellas. Now for a hanger, I'm just going to do a piece of twine. I just tie off a simple loop here at the top. And we have a hanger. I wanted to do that now in case I couldn't get to that after we add the lay. This is the lay I wanted to add to it. I thought this would be really fun in combination with the drink umbrellas. And look, it has a surprise. It is a light up lay. When I bought this, I really didn't know it lit up. How fun is that? Now the only challenge with that means I can't cut it because it's got wiring inside of it. And so it's a little bit larger than that wreath form from the Dollar Tree, but I'll show you how I get around that. So I went ahead and laid it with like the battery pack there on the bottom with a button to turn it on so it'll be easy to turn on. And then I'm just using zip ties, but I'm using zip ties like big enough to go around everything. So the wreath form, I tuck it underneath the umbrellas and then around the lay. Now, I probably should have done this step before I did the paper umbrellas because I had to spend the time like trying to go underneath of them and stuff like that. But easy enough. I did like 1 zip tie straight across from the other, And now I'm doing like the other kind of quadrant and trying to keep the extra lay evenly spaced between them so we can bundle everything in. And I did quarters, but it still was pretty loose. So I'm going to do more zip ties. The more the better on this. You're not going to be able to see them. Once I get them on there, I just trim them off and push the little knot around to the back so that you can't see it at all. But it really serves a good purpose to try to get that smaller shape for the lei, since I can't really cut it and make it any shorter. But I think it was pretty easy. And all you have to do is push a light and now it lights up, which is super fun. If you're having like a luau party or something like this, you can hang this on your front door. Everybody's going to know you're having a party with all those bright colors. But even if you did it with a regular lei from the Dollar Tree that's not lit up, I think it would still look really festive and fun. All the bright colors of like the drink umbrellas combined with the bright colors of the Dollar Tree leis just really makes it look really tropical and fun, and it was so easy to put together. Let me show you how it looks during the day, and this is how it looks lit up at night. Isn't that so cool? Very festive, very fun for a party. Hey guys, have you checked out my new website yet? It's craftybeach.net. Whenever I do a YouTube video, I'm going to be making a blog post on here. So if you visit, you can scroll to whichever of my videos that you're interested in. Click on the link, and then you're going to see that there's a photo of every project I did from that video. You can pin them on Pinterest so you can remember to go back and make them. If you scroll down, you can find the corresponding YouTube video down below. I'm going to have everything grouped by season. I just started it this spring, so I have Easter, I have beach, I have 4th of July. Now we're going to have some luau stuff on there. I even have links to like my Amazon store and my Etsy shop, just to make that more convenient for you. There's also like links to my socials and stuff on there as well. So be sure to check it out. It's craftybeach.net, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, for the next DIY, I'm going to show you how I did a tiki bar setup for a party in my home, and I just love how this turned out, so I wanted to share this with you as well. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this foam board from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut this down. I'm just using this cutting mat as reference because I just want to cut this down and make it a little bit shorter. What I want to do is turn some of this ready board, this foam board from the Dollar Tree, into a thatch roof for a luau party table. So I'm going to set my party table up inside my house. And so I have a curtain rod I'm going to use for a base. If you didn't have a curtain rod, you're going to have to build some kind of structure or something to hook it to. But that is what I'm planning to do. I want to make a thatch roof using some of those grass skirts from the Dollar Tree. So I cut about 1 foot off of one of these, and I'm going to do the same thing on a second one. I'm also going to use these little 1 foot portions that I cut off to make the base for this, to make it like pitch out like a roof, if you know what I mean, from the wall. So I'm going to use these little grass skirts from the Dollar Tree. This is the child size. This was the only size that I had. The adult size is going to be a little bit longer, but we're going to make this work with the child size. It's just a shorter, because, you know, a shorter skirt for a child. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is just attach some masking tape to my foam board. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to hot glue. And I find that foam board kind of melts and sizzles a little bit if you add hot glue to it. But the masking tape seems to prevent that from happening. So I just kind of measuring how long that needs to be. And it is going to be a little short, probably because it's the child size. But I wanted to double it up anyway. So to make it thicker, to make it look like thatch. So I'm just going to go down a little bit and put a second row of masking tape. And that's where I'll attach my first grass skirt. It's on this twine already. I'm going to leave it on there. And I'm just going to do a bead of hot glue all the way across my masking tape and just glue this on. Now it's kind of big so you can't really see, but the grass skirt goes all the way to the bottom of the foam board and overlaps a little bit at the bottom to kind of give you that thatch look. But again, I wanted to double it up to make it look thicker anyway, so I am going to do 2 of those too. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up my second board just so it will be exactly the same. I want this to be as wide as my party table, so I'm going to do 2 of these side by side. So I set my second one up the same exact way with 2 rows of masking tape. Now, just to kind of make it stay in place, I do kind of just hot glue it down a little bit just to make sure it kind of lays flat, but probably not that necessary. Now here is my second grass skirt that I'm going to use for that top row. And when I undo it, I just make sure they're all kind of tight up against each other so it's nice and thick. And then just hot glue that twine at the top. It's already all tied off. Makes it super easy. And overlap that on the first one. Just cutting off the twine from the sides. You kind of see that overlap there at the bottom. And then we're going to do the same exact thing on foam board number 2. I was looking, some ways that people have made kind of similar thatch roofs. If you have a party table that's kind of freestanding, a lot of times they use like PVC pipe and stuff like that to build a structure. And that sounds like a lot of work. Now, I was going to do mine against the wall, so the curtain rod is definitely going to help me with the structure. But you could probably attach this to any kind of wall. You might have to modify how I did it a little bit, though. So I hot glued down the first grass skirt, and here is the second one. And if you use the adult size, it might be long enough for you, but I still think you're going to want to double them up to make it look a little bit thicker. So I just glue the second one on too and cut off the extra skirts. And these were our extra pieces of foam board that we cut off before. And I wanted to cut that off to make them shorter, but I also wanted to be able to make like braces or brackets. And I was kind of thinking, like a shelf bracket or something like that. But I also want something that's going to like slope down like a roof. So I'm going to cut out some triangle shapes here. And working on my geometry there. And I want 2 of those. So 2 brackets for each one. So this is my extra board from my second one that I cut off. And I'm going to use my triangles as a reference to cut out 2 triangles on that one as well. Now I need some way to like attach this to my curtain rod. So I kind of need like a notch or something. So I'm just going to kind of draw that on. What I think a hook would look like that's going to hang on my curtain rod. And the foam board's going to be nice and light, so I don't think it'll interfere at all with my curtain rod. I think it'll be plenty strong enough for this. And then I just cut that out and then use that as reference for my second piece, and just using some like heavy duty scissors to cut both of those out. Now I was thinking that it was not sloped down quite enough if I were to hang it like directly on there. So I'm going to try to make it slope down a little bit. So I'm going to kind of adjust my triangle here. And so if that hooked on, now it's going to slope down like a roof shape. So I'm going to do the same thing here on my second one. And we have 2 little brackets. And now for the second set, for our second board, I'm going to need to do the same thing by cutting those down to make them slope as well. And then I'll also have to cut some notches in those. Now, Dollar Tree foam board is really easy to work with. It's going to provide you enough structure to keep this up. But again, it's going to be light enough that you can just hang this on your wall easily. So we have all 4 of our brackets. We have both of our foam boards covered in grass skirts to make them look like thatch. Now just a matter of attaching the brackets to the back of the board. And the curtain rod will be on the back there, so that's where I'm going to have my hook openings. To attach it, I'm simply going to use some more masking tape. The way it's going to like lean down, you're not really going to be able to see the structure under there. This is all going to be kind of hidden, but I think the masking tape is going to be plenty strong enough to hold the bracket on there. And I kind of just do one on each side. And then my plan is just to hook that onto my curtain rod and let the thatch roof gently lean down. So this is how my first one looks. As you can see, one foam board is kind of skinny, so that's why I did two, so I could do two back to back, but this is how it looks like underneath with our two brackets sitting on my curtain rod. So that is number one. And so now I just need to do the same exact thing here with board number two. I knew I could probably do a thatch with these grass skirts, but I was really impressed with how easy it was to do and how fun it turned out. And a thatch roof, I think, is definitely necessary for a luau party. It's totally going to give you that tropical vibes. And so I just went ahead and attached the second braces on and hung this on my curtain rod as well. So I kind of have it centered on my window. My party table is going to go right in front, and each one of them have a bracket that I just simply used masking tape on. And we have a thatch roof. How cool is that? It's kind of funny. You can let the grass skirt kind of drape down on the sides of them to kind of frame that out, kind of like a box shape. Now we need a tablecloth for our party table, and I found this great tropical print tablecloth at the Dollar Tree. I love the colors in this, and I'm going to use this as a lot of inspiration for my party table. I'm going to use the pineapple inspiration, very tropical, very Hawaii, the hibiscus, that pink color, that bright pink color. We're going to use that as inspiration too, and I think this is so pretty. Now these tablecloths from the Dollar Tree that they have in the summer, they're like flannel backed, but they're really thin. But I think it would definitely work for a party. I don't know how well it would work for day to day though. So here's my party table that I've set up in front of my window. I like to trim my party tablecloths down to size. And so that is what I'm doing. I'm just cutting what I need to go on the top part of the table. Now I have an idea to do like a table skirt to, you know, box that all in and make it look really cute. And this is how we're going to do it with some more of the luau skirts. Now this is the adult size, so this is the longer one, but I love using these. You'll see I use these a couple times today for like a table skirt or something like that. It works really well. It's all tied up into a skirt anyway, so it just makes sense to use that as a table skirt. So I'm just going to open these up. They're already tied on the twine. So it's just a matter of stringing those around the edges of my party table. And then we can decorate it even more from there. I love decorating with these. So I just kind of peel up my tablecloth, and I'm just using like packing tape, just some clear packing tape, something that's going to be easy to remove after the party, and just putting that on my party table. My party table is nice and clean because I got a new one. My husband took my party table to work and like destroyed it. And I love the little party tables that fold up really flat. This one like folds up and then folds in half, so it's really easy to store. So I just taped that all the way around, and that is how our little grass skirt looks. I'm also going to tape down the corners of my tablecloth just to make sure that they stay in place, and also like round off the edges. Now to kind of cover up the transition part, I thought I would use some of this mesh ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I love this. The tan one's my favorite. I think it kind of looks a little bit like fishing net, you know, like all like crazy fishing net. And so that's what we're going to use because, you know, I want to kind of do a little bit of a coastal theme with this as well to go with the luau tropical party theme. So I just attach that to the back, just tying it on with the actual grass skirt. Why not? It's already there. So I just do the same thing here in the corner. And I just kind of want to cover that transition between the tablecloth and the grass skirt. And then I thought we should decorate it a little bit more too. So I found these tropical looking flowers. This is a magnolia. Nice big white flowers. I think that's gonna look really cute to decorate our table with. And so I'm just gonna pop the flowers off of the arrangement, and then we can just use those to decorate that. I think I wanted to kind of stay with like the pink, white color scheme there of that tablecloth. And then I also found these pink ones. These are called Cosmos. And I think these are going to be lovely as well. If you can find some of the new hibiscus garland that they've been having at Dollar Tree, they have like a bright pink flower. They also have an orange one too. Either one would be really pretty. And then I'm just going to simply hot glue these to that ribbon. And we're just going to kind of alternate those. I kind of like lay them out the way that I want them. I want them to kind of go white, pink, all the way around the table. But just to finish off that, make that like flower decor from that tablecloth, like just pop out and look more three-dimensional. And I love this. The combination of the flowers and the grass skirt, I think really works well. And you wouldn't think the magnolia would necessarily be a tropical flower. I picked it because it was nice and large, but it actually goes really well with the decor. But again, that pink hibiscus garland would be super cute as well because, you know, that tablecloth already has like the hot pink hibiscus on it anyway. And so I'm just going to continue by hot gluing that on, just onto that mesh ribbon. And you could probably do that before you hung it as well, but I kind of wanted mine to be perfectly spaced out like that. I think it turned out pretty cute for a party table. And just a time out from that party table, have you joined my private Facebook group yet? I have it linked in the description below. You can see what everyone else is crafting and find out when I post new content. I also have a Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. Everything is Crafty Beach on YouTube. Now back to the luau party. And now we can decorate the wall behind it a little bit. I thought we could use one of these little luau party banners, and I'm going to try to make it look a little bit more high-end by using some rolled burlap. I got that rolled burlap at Walmart. They do have rolled burlap at Dollar Tree now, not necessarily in a 6-inch roll like this though, but you could use whatever you can find. And I like the fact that this is luau party, but I don't want it to look just like a cheap like paper sign. So I'm just going to simply cut the letters away from the structure. So we just have those great like pastel colored letters that spell out luau party. And then I can use those to make my own like pennant banner for the wall behind it. Now, I have tropical like palm leaf curtains in my dining room already, so that's going to, I think, make a great backdrop. So I don't really need to do like a backdrop underneath the thatch roof or anything like that. My palm leaf curtains are going to be perfect, but you might want to do a backdrop if you don't have that. But you could always just use your wall or whatever and make a cute little pennant banner like this. So this is the rolled burlap. I really like the 6-inch roll that they have at Walmart. And look, it's just about the right size for these letters. And I think it's just going to make them look a little bit more high end. And just making sure that it is going to work. And I think it will. So I just lay out like my first letter. And then I'm just going to trim, cut that burlap right along the seam so I have a nice rectangle size. And then I'm just going to simply hot glue my little paper letters to it. they're kind of made out of like a cardstock material, so they're super strong. I think they're going to hold up well with hot glue. Then I just use that as a reference to cut out a second one, and we can just glue our letters to this. So it's a fun way to take one of these cheap $1.25 party banners from the Dollar Tree and make it your own. And it's a lot easier than trying to cut out these letters and everything on your own or even with a Cricut. Just kind of modify them a little bit. And they already have like little tropical leaf patterns on them and stuff like that. So that's totally going to go with like the luau theme. The A is a little wider, so it does kind of overlap my 6-inch size, but I think that's fine. And I think luau is spelled super weird. Every single time I write it, L-U-A-U, I'm like, that is not right. And then I think about it and I'm like, it is right. When we were in Hawaii celebrating our 20th anniversary, wedding anniversary last fall, I guess late summer, I was really cracking myself up trying to pronounce the names of the streets and stuff like that on the Big Island because I cannot say any of their words. Beautiful place though. I've always wanted to go there. It was my first time and we had such a great time. It was my husband and my son and we stayed in a jungle yurt with like a 360 view of the ocean. It was like up on top of a coffee farm. It was so beautiful. So I just glued those onto twine for the luau part, and we're going to do the same thing here with the party. I also wanted to say party, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of bulk cut out all of my burlap pieces. And using the roll like that, you can see it does make it easier, you know, than cutting it out. But, you know, they have the big sheets of burlap that are all rolled up into a roll. I'm not sure what size those are. They're pretty big that they have at Dollar Tree now. You could totally do it with those too. You would just have to cut out all 4 sides. So P-A-R-T-Y, hot glue all of those on. And then I took some more twine from the Dollar Tree and just hot glue those on. And I am just using that little plastic laminate that I have there just as a spacer, so I don't have to measure in between the pieces, just to speed it up a little bit. And the tool that you see me using there for my hot glue so I don't burn myself is just a cake decorating tool from Dollar Tree. I love grabbing those for hot glue. That's what I use mine for, not necessarily cake. So I just tied this to my curtain rod and strung luau and party separately against the back wall. I think this looks really good, and you can tell I spent a little extra effort on those and not just a store-bought sign. So we have our thatch roof back there, and we have our luau party banner. Now it's time to decorate the party table. So I picked up one of these little wooden pineapples from the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. I had somebody calling me out for using Crafter Square products in one of my videos recently instead of Dollar Tree, and that I can't call it Dollar Tree DIY. Oh, come on. I think we all know that Crafter Square is at Dollar Tree. Am I right? I thought that was a given. So I'm also going to use some of their craft wood from the Dollar Tree as well. It's also found in Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. And it's just the brand name they use. And I am just staining mine with some Antique Wax by Waverly. And I love the way that this wood stains. It looks so nice. You can see that beautiful wood grain in there. And what I want to do is use 2 pieces of craft wood to build a little like plate holder that we can put the party plates in for the luau party. You know, you could probably use this for a napkin holder as well. It's a little bit heavier duty though than you might need, but you could totally use some smaller of the thinner wood. The little craft planks would work well for that too. I do have an idea for a napkin holder and I'll show you what I ended up doing, but this one is going to be for my party plates. So I stained 2 pieces of the craft wood, and then we're also going to stain the little wood pineapple. It's already got this base on it, so that is actually going to help with part of the structure. And I'm just using the Antique Wax by Waverly to stain my hand, the pineapple, and just wipe off the excess with a paper towel. So easy to use, and it dries so quickly. I love that stuff. As you know, I use it all the time. And I think that looks really cool. I wasn't able to find like a paper plate, luau paper plate that I liked from Dollar Tree. And so I actually used some of their like actually plastic plates. They're a little bit heavier duty than a normal party plate, but they're also from Dollar Tree, so they're super inexpensive. I do want to have a hint of being distressed with some yellow for that pineapple color, kind of bring out the yellow pineapple like we have on our tablecloth. And so I just distress with like this mustard color of paint that I had. And I just distressing over that stain to let the stain kind of come through, but I just want it to be like kind of tinted in yellow. And then I also want to do the same thing for the top of the pineapple. We're just going to distress it in green. I don't remember what shade of green that is. And it doesn't really matter. I didn't even like it. I went back in with another green that I had. And just distressed the top of that. That way the back of it's still stained, the base of it's still stained, but the front of it's kind of got that yellow and green pineapple vibe. Now it's time to put our little plate holder together. I'm just going to do a bead of hot glue along the back and just sit this on here, making it like a 90-degree square angle, hopefully. And just using hot glue to put that together. I think that's going to be plenty strong enough for the application. And then we're just going to attach the little pineapple part here to the top. I'm just going to put hot glue on the base of it and glue that right on top. And I think the opening is going to be plenty large enough to hold my party plates. And I love customizing stuff like this. So these are the plates that I found at Dollar Tree. And they're like summer section. You get 4 of them for $1.25. So even though they're not paper plates, they're still pretty inexpensive. But I like that hot pink color. I thought that was going to go great with our tablecloth and the luau vibe. So we're just going to take these apart. You're probably going to want to wash yours before you use them. I just want to show you how it's going to look though, by just sitting those in our little plate holder. I like to customize everything for parties. I have so much fun. My son had some of the most epic birthday parties growing up. Ask anybody. And now for a napkin holder, I told you I had a different idea. This is just one of those little flamingo signs from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter which one it is because you're not going to be able to see it. Then I popped the flamingo off to use for a previous DIY. I'm just going to pop the little sawtooth hanger off the back of the sign, but I measured and this frame is the perfect size to hold napkins. And I found these great Summer Vibes napkins from Dollar Tree with the pineapple on them. So perfect for the luau theme. And look how it fits perfectly in there. And we're just simply going to sit napkins in that little frame to make a little napkin box. Super easy. And that way you can see the fun design right there on the napkins without it being blocked by anything as well. So we're going to kind of just sit that there with our plates to get started on the party table. Now, this is a tray. I got this at Target Dollar Spot. You guys know I love to go there too. $5. I think it's so cute. It's seagrass, very high quality, I think, for $5. And we're just going to use that for our cups and straws and stuff. And I found these bright yellow party cups, 14 for $1.25 at Dollar Tree. They're like the yellow plastic, like, you know, kind of like solo cups. But I thought that bright yellow color would look great with my luau party. I also found some bright green little plastic solo shot glasses, so that's super fun too. I like mixing up the colors. It's going to make it look more tropical, right? I wanted to do like cups, the shot cups and like straws and stuff on there. And I found these little paper straws in the summer section at Dollar Tree. These are yellow and white with a green and yellow pineapple on them. So they're totally going to go with that pineapple vibe we've got going on the table. You do have to kind of open them up though. They're like one of those like little honeycomb structures. And if you open them up, they have like the little paper leaves on there that you kind of put together that kind of keeps them open. They're not like perfect, but they're fun and party vibes. You could also use the ones, you know, with like the little party umbrellas like built into them as well. That'd be super cute. But I really wanted to go with the pineapple ones to go with my pineapple on my tablecloth and, you know, the whole Hawaii vibe. So I just go ahead and open those up. And I think those look great with it, but I need something to put them in. So I picked up one of these little Tiki cups from the Dollar Tree because I liked the face on it. And I thought, you know, it's blue plastic. It kind of looks cheap, but we can make this look high end and we can make a little straw holder. So let me show you how I did that. First, I want to cover up the blue on there, and I'm just using ivory chalk paint. The reason I'm using chalk paint is just to get a little bit better coverage on that bright blue plastic, but you can always do this with acrylic as well. You're just going to need probably more coats of it. But look how cute the design is on that. That is something that would be hard to kind of recreate on your own. So using a Dollar Tree plastic item like this is a great backdrop for this that we can kind of make our own thing. I wanted mine to look like old distressed wood, but we got to cover up all of that blue first. And as you can see, even with chalk paint, I did have to go over it with like a couple of coats to cover up all of that blue to give me a nice ivory background. And this is going to be just about the right size, I think, to hold those party straws, and it's going to look nice and tropical right there on that tray that we just put together for the cups. Now, to make it look like wood, I take Antique Wax by Waverly and a chunky brush from the Dollar Tree, and as you can see, I'm just like lightly dragging that over to bring out that pattern, just distressing that. And I just make sure that I just work in one direction. We're going to go all the way around the cup. And it gives you like a faux wood grain, which is going to make it look like a little carved wood piece. It's going to make it look so much more high end and only $1.25. So you can't beat that, right? I'm also going to go around the top here. It does have like a screw top, and I will have to kind of put something on there to kind of finish that off so you can't really see that part. But I go ahead and do the bottom as well. And then just using like a paper towel, I just kind of wipe off any excess if I think I got a little bit too much anywhere. And then I can always go back and blend it a little bit. I don't want it to be too dark, but I definitely want you to be able to see like that design. And so I just kind of blend it, wipe off the excess, just kind of work with it a little bit until I'm like happy with it. Now for that screw part on the top that I told you I needed to disguise, I'm just going to disguise it with some Dollar Tree burlap ribbon. So I am just kind of seeing how big of a piece I need and just cutting that off. And we already kind of painted the outside part of it white. And I kind of want to disguise that whole area like that. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it around, tuck it down in there, just kind of fill it up. So I do a bead of hot glue all around the edges of the screw top for the cup and just glue the burlap on there like that. And then I am just going to simply fold that down inside. And the tension's going to kind of keep it in place, I think. And just kind of make a cover for the lip of that cup to disguise all that and kind of make it go with the vibe of the wood and the beautiful tiki little cup we made for our party straws. And I have a couple more DIYs similar to this. I can't wait to show you. They turned out so cute. So here's our party straws. They fit in there perfectly. And it's a great way to display these cute little pineapples. And I think it definitely looks a lot better than it did to begin with that like bright blue color. Look how cute that turned out. So we're going to sit that on our little beverage tray there with those. I also wanted a pop of pink, and I picked up one of these little pink flamingo solar lights. And this is just going to be a bit of fun, just to add a pop of pink, a fun tropical vibe. I was surprised to see that when we were in Hawaii that flamingos are not native to Hawaii, even though people kind of like to put them in with tropical decor and it looks great together. But the only flamingos you're going to see there are at the zoo. And I was told that was because of their location. None of the flamingos like could naturally reach them flying because it was just like too far away. So I just kind of break the bottom off just because I wanted my little pink flamingo to kind of sit in there. It still didn't want to sit up too well though. So I'm just going to use one of these little wood circles from a puzzle at the Dollar Tree. I buy these sometimes just for shapes because circles and stuff like that can be kind of hard to find. And it's yellow, so it's going to go with the vibe, right? And I just hot glue my little pink flamingo on there. If you're having your party outside, it's going to light up at night. I don't know how well inside it will do, but I just wanted a little pink flamingo to sit in there. They also have the pink flamingos this year that light up with a little switch. If you've seen those, that would be super cute as well. So here is our little cup. Straw tray. I like the fact that it's all together in a tray. I think that looks cute and tidy, and it totally goes with the tropical vibes. Now, this is the other DIY I was telling you about. With the little tiki faces, I picked up 3 of these little plastic cups from the Dollar Tree. And I chose 3 different colors just for fun, and I don't know if their faces are different. I can't really tell. I don't think they are. And I want to make these look more high-end as well, because I always like to do like some kind of fun custom thing to put like the plastic silverware in, the cutlery. And I want to do knives, spoons, and forks. You know, just the general ones. I've made the thing for the plates. I've made something for the napkins. I want to do something fun for the silverware. So we're going to kind of do the same technique here that we did on the straw holder, where I'm using ivory chalk paint and going over the cup and covering up all that bright color. I did choose 3 different colors because I am going to leave like the inside unpainted, because I don't want, you know, like any paint touching like the plastic silverware that people are going to eat with, you know. So I thought it would be fun to have the insides tinted different colors, bright tropical colors, and they really kind of pop with that white painted on the outside, as you can see. Makes them really bright on the inside. So all 3 cups, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just painting them with that ivory chalk paint first. And then I want them to look wood as well. I think that looks very tropical, very luau. So I'm going to do the same technique that we did on the straw holder. Antique wax by Waverly, a chunky brush from the Dollar Tree, and just working in one direction, distressing it and bringing out that great carving like detail on there. It makes it look so cool. I love it. I was really hoping this would work well for these, and I was really pleasantly surprised. Antique wax can do so many things. So I just go all over and just work in one direction, kind of blending it as I go, making sure that my paint is good and dry. You definitely want to make sure your paint is dry before you start using the Antique Wax by Waverly. Otherwise, it's just going to blend in and you're going to get like just tan paint. And it does take a little bit of time for the Antique Wax by Waverly to dry, so be careful touching it after you've painted it. I like to let mine sit a little bit more than using my heat gun on them. I find time helps that dry a lot better. And so I do the same thing on all 3 of my cups, making them look wood, but they also have those fun pink, yellow, purple colors on the inside of the cups as well. Now I just wanted to do kind of like a base to make them all together. So it's like a little cutlery, can't say that word, cutlery tray, if you will. And so I'm going to use some Dollar Tree craft wood again. I just picked up 2 of these like shorter pieces. And I'm going to use hot glue to just glue them together. I always like to have a little bit of a stash of this Dollar Tree wood because it comes in handy for making custom projects like this. So I just glue those side to side to make a little base so we can make this all come together. Now I do want it to kind of look, you know, like the carved wood tiki. So I'm just going to use some antique wax by Waverly to stain the tray as well. And if you wanted, you could put like some handles or something on the side. I just wanted like some kind of a plain base to attach these together and make this something that you can like kind of move all at once. I also do the edges too, just because I thought you still might be able to see them. Look how great that craft wood stains. Isn't that beautiful? Now it's time to put it together. So I just use some hot glue to attach the party cup to the base, just kind of going around the edges where it is gonna make contact and just kind of center that on the board. I just kind of used a ruler for reference to make sure that I kind of had that in the center of the board. And then I'm gonna kind of center the other 2 in the space that I have left, 1 on each side, and we're gonna have a really fun little cutlery holder for our plastic silverware. And normally I like, you know, do like a boxed in kind of a fashion where you can also put like napkins and stuff in there too. But I think this turned out fun. And sometimes you don't really want napkins to be there too. You want people to kind of be able to work their way through the line. And here it is, our little holder. Look at those great faces. Aren't they kind of spooky? They're so fun. And I love how this turned out. Very unique, I think. So we can put plastic forks, knives, and spoons in here. I always like to use the clear plastic ones because they'll go with any kind of party decor if you have some left over at the end of the day. And we're going to kind of sit this over here as well. Not really doing any food on this party table. We'll do food on the table in front of it, but I think that's going to work. Now, this was actually a thrift find. It's kind of ugly, but I got it for half price, so $1.50 at Goodwill. And it's a candle holder that's shaped like a pineapple, but I was looking out for pineapples. You know, you could always use real pineapples for this if you wanted, but I found this, so I thought we could try to DIY it. It's got a great texture that looks just like, you know, a pineapple, but not a fan of the black color, right? So the first thing I'm doing is just going over this pineapple with some of that ivory chalk paint to try to mask that black color, kind of give me a blank canvas to work with because this was really dark. I don't know why a pineapple candle holder would be black. I don't know. I don't know what somebody was using this for. But I just want to use this as decor for my party table. And so I thought I don't really necessarily want it to be a candle holder, but we're going to kind of make it our own thing. I do want to get in all of those little cracks though, where it was black too. And I found that my first coat didn't really do it. So I switched to a brush with bristles to kind of get in all of those grooves on my second coat of ivory to kind of brighten that up because it was really dark. Now to make it look like a real pineapple, of course, we're going to use some antique wax by Waverly and drag that over the great texture on there. And this is pretty cool, right? For $1.50 from the Dollar Tree or from Goodwill. And it is, I think it's going to be really fun. But again, you could always use a real pineapple for this because, you know, finding something like this might be a little bit difficult. You never know what you're going to find at the thrift store for sure. But I just kind of go all over. And then for the top of the pineapple, I want it to look like a real pineapple. So I am going to paint it green. kind of a light leafy green color all along the bottom here, where it has like the leaves sticking out of the side. And then flip it over and do the same thing on the top. Again, I didn't really want this to be like a pillar candle holder. It's not really something I had planned for my party table. I just wanted to make it look like a real pineapple. And so I do still have that opening there in the top where it was a candle holder. And I'm just going to use one of these little succulents from the Dollar Tree. Kind of looks like the top of a pineapple, right? To put in there. And I think that'll kind of finish it off and be a cute little decor piece. Kind of like that. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue in here to secure it. Easy peasy, little thrift flip and a fun little party table decoration for my luau party. Super cute. I love how it turned out. Now I wanted to kind of put it up where you could see it. I'm going to use one of these little riser tables from the Target dollar spot. And then I thought I could also use like one of these little lays from the Dollar Tree. Haven't really used any of those yet, right? To kind of like string around it, kind of use just as, you know, a little decor for the party table. And so I need it to be a little bit shorter. So I'm just going to cut mine down and take the strings and tie them off to make a fun little mini lay for that little riser, and then kind of just sit my pineapple right on top of it. It looks super tropical, super fun. And sit that back there, and just the riser just so you could see it a little bit better on the back of the table. Now, the next DIY, we're going to use some of these great little metal buckets from the Dollar Tree. And then these are little bamboo sticks that I actually got on Amazon. I have these listed in my Amazon shop below. I love DIYing with these. They're so easy to DIY with. I love the shape. And something I haven't really seen those at the Dollar Tree. I made a great toilet paper holder for my coastal bathroom with those. It turned out so cute. But what I want to do is take these little metal buckets. I have 4 of them from the Dollar Tree. And I wanted to make like little mini tiki torches for my party table that you can put like little candles in and have them light up as well. I thought that'd be really cute. So I am just taking the handle off of these and the little tab on the side, because what I want to do is I want to make 2 of them the base to make them stand up on the table, and then 2 of them will be the top of the little tiki torches. And I think that these little bamboo pieces are going to work perfectly for that, right? So what I want to do is just kind of put 1 on each side like that, kind of alternating. And I was kind of mutilating my bucket there a little bit with my pliers, but I'm just going to use some hot glue and glue that to it. Now, the natural shape of those little 10 buckets from the Dollar Tree is going to kind of make that go in, which is something that I want. The reason that this bamboo works great for this project is because I need the wood to be a little bit flexible so that I can bend it. So I hot glue 1 on each side. So for right now, they kind of crisscross like that naturally, but I'll be able to bend those exactly how I want them. Now I want to add 2 more on this side. So I'm just going to kind of center that out in between those 2. And then I'll flip it over and add 2 more. So I'm going to use a total of 6 of these little bamboo sticks on each one. Now for the bottom, to kind of reinforce that, I put a little dab of hot glue and wrap some Dollar Tree twine around it. It's also going to finish it off and make it look kind of more finished there at the bottom with some twine. Now I'm going to do the same thing here with my other metal bucket that I removed the little handle and the little tabs from. And these are both going to be my base pieces. And it worked out really well because these are going to be the same size as the top pieces. It's going to kind of be balanced. But since I'm using these little buckets upside down on my table, that's going to be nice and flat, and it's going to allow them to stand up. So I attached 6 the same way, just with hot glue, and then just glued and wrapped some twine off on the bottom to finish that off. And you can kind of see it coming together, right? So this is the tricky part here. You just kind of have to pull them all apart, and then I'm going to sit my metal bucket in the top of it, and I'm going to glue with hot glue them onto the sides of this bucket the same way I did on the top. So I'm going to do 1 on each side, kind of start with, to make sure those are even, and then space out 2 on each side as well, like I did on the bottom. And as you can see, like that bamboo bends really easily. So it's going to be like, you know, skinnier in the middle, wider on the outside. And then I'm going to use the same technique I used on the bottom by hot gluing a little bit of twine on there, wrapping that around, cutting it, and hot gluing the end. So we have a little metal bucket on each end of that one now. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here with the other one. I thought if I made a little mini tiki torch, I could put one on each side of my party table. It's going to look super cute and a fun way to do like an indoor or a party little tiki torch. I had a lot of fun making these. I kind of had a vision of what I wanted these to be in my head, and I think they turned out really cute. So I just glue all 6 of my little bamboo pieces to this one as well. This one was a little long. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't get it on there right. So I trimmed that one up and hot glued it on, and then we're going to twine this one as well. I was trying to decide if I wanted to leave the handle on the top bucket, and it doesn't really interfere with it, so it's kind of up to you. Now to make the middle go in more, I take some twine, tie that off, see how I can make it skinnier in the middle, and then just wrap that around a little bit just to provide another little twine piece to that and give it that tiki shape. So it's kind of like a tiki on both ends. But it turned out pretty cool, I think. And for the candles, I want to be safe, so I'm going to use some LED tea light candles from the Dollar Tree. Just battery operated, because we don't want to start any fires at this party. But it's going to be fun because you can have this kind of glowing, especially if you're having your party in the evening. And I will show you at the end how it kind of looks at night with a little bit lit up with our little tiki torches. I think they're so fun. Trying to give you a view of the whole thing there. I'm going to sit one on this side of the party table and one on the other side as well. Nice tall pieces for the back. They light up, they look super fun, and they were really fun to make. I will make sure that bamboo is in my Amazon shop. I love it. You get a whole bunch of them in a package too. Now, normally I don't really care for these, but for a luau party, I think we can go with it. I got a little toucan and a pink flamingo, the little funny tinsel ones from the party section for summer at the Dollar Tree. And the colors are bright. It's super festive. And even though I'm not a big fan of the tinsel, I think they're going to make fun little decorations for our luau party table. Kind of as is. What do you guys think? I love the little toucan. Isn't his beak adorable? So cute. So we're just going to kind of put those on our party table. Maybe the toucan over here. Since I already have a little flamingo over there. And maybe the little flamingo just over here. I think my favorite part of this party table, the tiki torches and those little tiki faces. I love those. Okay, this one I actually got at the Target Dollar Spot too. I thought it looked kind of tropical with like that. It's kind of like the bamboo, but like in a crisscross, and it's got like a little battery operated candle in it. It was $5. I thought it looked cute. It would go good with a luau theme, and it's something that I can light up with like another like battery operated candle. So I think I'm just going to kind of sit that one back here. Loving those little tiki faces. Okay, I also want to do like, a little bit of coastal to go with the vibe. And this is just one of those little white ceramic starfish from Dollar Tree. And we're just going to kind of use that as decor. I think I'll put mine here in front of my pineapple. And again, this is a small party table, so it's just basically silverware, plates, cups, ice. I thought ice would be good on this too. And I thought it'd be really fun just to use like a bright pink sand pail from Dollar Tree. You can even use the little shovel for the ice. So basically just fill this up with ice. Super easy and a fun idea for an ice bucket. My party's going to be indoors, so I think that the ice will stay frozen for at least a little bit in here. And you can just fill it up with ice and sit it here. And just another little fun idea for a party table. And I think I'm done with this table. This is how it looks with all of the items together. And I wanted to share these ideas with you because this was one of my favorite luau party setups that I've ever done here on my channel. And I hope you got some great crafting inspiration with some of my new luau DIYs and some of my old. Now you've made it to the final reveal for all of the luau DIYs that we did today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave me a comment down below. You can let me know which DIY or project was your favorite. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Enjoy the final reveal.
Hard working every day, I'm stressed out 24/7, babe. No timeouts, wish we could fly away. You and I go to our favorite place. Oh yeah, make special memories together. I'll be your company now and forever. I say we fly away, you and me, go to our favorite place. Feeling the sun on my face in Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. I need a summer breeze, some fresh air to put my mind at ease. No cares. You wanna come with me? Me and you go to our favorite tree. Are you ready now? We jump on a plane now. We're taking away. Yeah, we're taking away. Don't hesitate now. We're taking away. Yeah, we're taking away. We'll never come down. We're going away. Yeah, we're going away. You and me. Feeling the sun on my face in Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. We won't ever come down. We won't ever come down low. Running from a ghost town where we never feel high, just low. We won't ever come down. We won't ever come down low. Feeling the sun on my face in Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you, Hawaii. With you.
Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of today's video. I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the following Crafty Beach Bums for supporting my channel. Thank you to Karen O'Haron, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Tracy Knight, Nancy Wunner, Janae Farrington, Julie Miller, Pamelia Wren, Maria Grace, Donna Schreiner, Sandy C., Debbie DeLay, Ariana's Mama, Live Another Day, and Tracy Wooldridge. I appreciate you all so much. If you would like to become a Crafty Beach Bum member, it's $4.99 a month and you can cancel anytime. You're going to get early ad-free access to my content here on YouTube, and it's a quick, easy way to support me here on YouTube. Now, do you need some more luau party DIYs? I have another video for you right here, and until next time, happy crafting.